Hey everybody, Heather here. So today we're going to be coloring this super cute Stampin' Bella image called Anastasia. Isn't she fabulous? I love those huge glasses and that swirly hair I gave her. Awesome. So I'm going to put a link down in the description box to the card kit and all of the supplies I use. So if you feel like running over the store to grab some of that stuff, click the link and head right over there. There's also lots of other stuff to pick from, and don't forget to hit the clearance section. I just put a whole bunch of stuff in there and I'm trying to make some room. So head over and check that out. So I've already stamped my image on Nina 80-pound Solar White cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So let's color. So let's start out by outlining our image with C0, and this isn't anything too complicated. I'm just going to give her a quick dab all the way around, and I do it first so in case I color on her and I need to remove some of my color, I can do that. I went here, and I also went in between her glasses. And up here and around all this great hair she's got going on. And just a quick swirl here. And there, I got some on her hair. But like I said, I'm not going to worry about it because her hair is going to be brown. So I'm going to color right over the top of that and not worry that there's a little bit of gray on there. Plus when this dries you hardly see it. It's just such a light color. It's just for me to make it look like it's popping up off the page a little bit. And then right here next to her glasses like that. I think I'll actually just fill that whole section in behind her glasses here. Next, let's give her a little something to stand on, and for that I'm going to use W5. So I'm going to go right up here, past her shoe a little bit, and on your piece, since it's cut out on that little, I used my Blueprints 13 die that came, one of the dies that came in the Blueprints 13 die from My Favorite Things. It's not a very big piece, so there's not much for her to stand on. So I'm just going to go with it like that. Next, let's do her skin. For that, we're going to use E11, E21, E00, and E000. So I'm going to start with down here on her legs with E11, and I'm just going to give it a small dab on the inside. Then I'm going to go ahead and go up here, and I'm going to do right next to her dress. And again, I'm just using the tip because her arms are pretty dinky, and so I just want to add a little bit of color. Give it a little bit of color like that, and then have a little dot right here at the top of her neck to get that started. Then I'm going to grab E21 and brush that, and let's brush up here just a little bit more on her neck, and then I'll go with this color right on the top of her bodice too. And next is E00. I'm going to go ahead and fill that little area that's left in. Same down here. Let's just fill that completely in because there's not much left there. Then we'll go up here to her face. So again, I'm going to grab my E11 first, and I'm going to go completely around her face. So I'm going to go up here around her bangs, and down along here, and back up to the other side. Next I'm going to grab E21, and again we want to soften that line, so let's touch down on top of our E13, and we're just going to pull that line out a little bit. And if you get some on our glasses, it's not a big deal because we're going to color those red and it's going to cover that right up. And bring this over just a little bit more. Okay. And E00's next. Go right over the top of her eye. And bring this color in. And then I'm going to use my E000 to fill that all the way in. And again, I'm not too worried about her glasses. If I get some on there, no big deal. And I'm going over it another time because I'm not adding any cheek color, so I'm not going to be adding another coat of skin color here. Let's go ahead and do the glasses too while we're down here. So for that, we're going to use R39, R37, and R35. I'm going to start with my R39, and I'm going to add in some dark. So let's give some dark here at the top of her glasses, and maybe a little dab down here near the bottom. And that's a pretty small line in there for to keep your pin in, so make sure to just use just the tip. Next, we're going to go with R37. And then I'm going to fill it in the rest of the way with my R35. Trying to be careful not to color outside the lines. That is a pretty small area. Oh, and I forgot the little center part there. So let's do R39. R37. And 35. Now let's go up here and do this hair. For that, we're going to use E47, E44, E43, and E42. And for me, it doesn't really have any direction. Like up here, you could do dark down here and then do light and then get lighter as you go up. But I just didn't do any of that. I just decided that I was going to take my pen, and she's got some great little swirls here. So I was just going to start, let's just start close to the bow. And I'm just going to kind of go like this. So I got my little swirls going there, and I'm just going to give it some swirls, and I tried to go in the direction still that the hair was. She's got the swirls on her head already going, and this one I'm going to fill in a little bit better, so like that. And then same for up here at the top. I'm going to turn her a little bit so I can it's hard for me to swirl upside down, so I'm going to do just some swirls, but I tried to keep my swirls like inside each of these little bumps. So I just gave each color a little swirl like that. And then I went with E44. So again, same thing. I just went up here and I went added some more color in. And you can still see the lines underneath that the artist drew in there. And you can even reverse your swirls and go the opposite direction if you wanted. And then up here at the top, I'm just going to add some more color. So I'm just going to go up here, add some squiggly lines. Grab E43, same thing. We're just going to go down here. And I try to make sure to hit some of the, to get the color in some more of that white space. I have quite a bit of white space left, so I'm going to try to swirl some more color in there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my E42 and just fill it all the way in. So up here, go over each of these little bumps. If I do the outside ones first, then I don't have to worry about going outside the lines. And then I can just go in here and scrub over the whole thing and fill that in. You could also leave some white. That's totally up to you. Down here, get that little swirl. And fill in this area. And same over here, we're just going to fill this section in. Nothing too fancy for that. Whoops, I missed a little spot. Me and white. Okay, then I went back with my E47 and just put some more swirls in. Like that. And I know it doesn't have anything to do with what the girl's hair looks like, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it with the way it was done, so I decided I would just give her curly hair that she'd pulled up into a ponytail, and that's what we would go with. So that leaves us with her dress and her hair bow, and for that we're going to use BG 34, 32, 11, and 70. And we're going to start with BG 34, and let's do her hair bow first. .32, and the whole image is pretty simple to color. I tried not to make it, I mean, it's not, don't make it harder than it is. It's supposed to be fun. BG 11. The hardest part for me was that hair, like I said, and then I just decided I was just going to make it all swirly. This is BG 70, and then it was just easy peasy from there, from then on. And the BG 70 for me just made it kind of all swirled together and gave it a little bit of a light space. Okay, and then let's go down here and do her dress. And again, grab BG 34. I'm going to go ahead and get the straps and then go down the side like this. And then for her dress, I want to go, I left the bottom part, the little ruffle at the bottom white. And then BG 32. BG11, and BG70. And then I wanted her skirt to be a little bit darker than the top, so I went back with my colors, so BG34, .32, .11, and then 70. Then for her socks, I cheated. I used my Copic Multiliner in 0.5, and I just went in and I picked every other stripe to make black. And you could use any black pen for this. I guess she does have, like, it looks like there's little bitty tiny ruffles at the top of these socks. And you could just not do the black and the extra black and just have them be the black and white stripes they are. I just wanted mine to be a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to color over her shoes just a little bit to blacken them up. I think I'll also use this up here on her eyes because they didn't stamp very dark. So there's our beautiful Anastasia all colored up. Isn't she pretty? And then again, here is the finished card. And so I went in and I added some Glitz, Smooch, and Starlight up here to this bow. And then I also took my Sharpie white paint pen and I added some dots in the center of her eyes here. And then after that dried, I went and added some glossy accents to the center of each of these of her glasses there to give them a lens. And it did change the color of her eye pupil, so you need to decide beforehand if you want to, you know, put it on there or leave it off. And then for this, there's some twine that comes in your kit this time. And for that, I put it on the back of this little, I attached this tag here. I put it together, and then I put a little bit of adhesive on the back, and I just started sticking the twine on the back and then folding out where I wanted. And then I adhered it with a piece of just Scotch tape on the back so it would stay there. And then it's popped up on a pot dot as well as this girl is popped up on a pop dot. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I'm happy to do that. And if you like the video, hit the like button. That would be super. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.